Hello, it's very good to have you with us at this hour. I'm Daniel Che. A committee of residents opposing the planned deployment of the THAAD missile defense system in Seongju County met on Sunday to discuss an alternate location for the installation. But there was some disagreement over the process. The group representing the people of Seongju voted on 3 possible candidate sites. One of those sites, they voted 23 yes, 1 opposed, 9 abstained from voicing their views. The Defense Ministry was set to give its response after receiving the suggestion from Seongju County Mayor Kim Hang-gun, but the committee members had to postpone submitting an official request till Monday. According to Yonhap News, though not officially confirmed, the location agreed by the group is likely to be Lotte Sky Hill Country Club, which is far from populated areas, some 18 kilometers north of the Seongju County office. The North Korean diplomat in London who fled to South Korea last week reportedly met with British intelligence agents 2 months before his defection. For the updates on how and why Tae Yong-ho chose to abandon the regime he believed in and fervently stood up for, we turn to our Kim Hyun-bin.
British tabloid The Sunday Express reported over the weekend that North Korea's deputy ambassador to the UK, Tae Yong-ho, met with British secret agents at a golf course 2 months ago and expressed anxiety over the possibility of being recalled to Pyongyang. Citing intelligence sources, the paper adds that Tae began to seriously discuss defecting after his wife expressed the same sentiments. The sources said Tae was given a choice of virtually any country in which to seek asylum, but he insisted on settling in South Korea. Last month, Tae, his wife and 2 sons were taken on a British military aircraft, escorted by 2 fighter jets to a U.S. Air Force base in Germany, before being transferred to another plane bound for Seoul. On Saturday, North Korea broke its official silence over the defection, calling Tae a criminal and condemning Seoul for spreading what it called false rumors about the North. Pyongyang also lambasted Britain for not handing over the supposed criminal to the regime, despite a strong protest. According to South Korean government sources, North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has reportedly dispatched agents and made alliances with organized gangs in China to launch terror attacks against South Korean citizens in retaliation for the recent defection. Seoul has issued safety alerts to those living in China and those traveling near the country's border with the North. In April, a South Korean missionary was killed in China's Jilin province near the border in what is believed to have been an assassination by North Korean secret agents. Kim Hyun-bin, Arirang News.
South Korea's Ministry of Public Safety and Security announced on Sunday the country will hold its annual combined military drills with the U.S. this week from Monday through Thursday. The 49th Ulchi Freedom Guardian exercise comes amid increasing threats from Pyongyang. According to the ministry, this year's UFG will focus on dealing with frequent GPS jamming attacks and cyber terrorism conducted by the North. The troops will also practice mobilization for key technical personnel and protecting key facilities like nuclear power plants and airports. Some 4,000 state agencies and nearly 500,000 South Koreans are scheduled to take part in the drill.
Good evening, I'm Kwon Jang-ho, here to bring you the latest from Rio. It's the final day of the 2016 Olympics, and the last 12 gold medals are on the line, with one of them being contested right now. Just over half an hour ago, the men's marathon runners set off on their 42-kilometre battle, in what's turning out to be a rather wet day in Rio. Kenya's Jemima Sumgong won gold in the women's race last week, and fellow Kenyan Eliud Kipchoge is odds-on favourite to follow suit. After that, there are various finals taking place, such as the basketball, volleyball and boxing, before this year's proceedings wrap up with the closing ceremony at 8 p.m. local Brazil time. Now, Team Korea aren't expecting any medals on this final day, so that means the last of them came on Saturday for Korea. First, Park In-bi won gold in the women's golf tournament, the first time the event was held at the Olympics in 116 years. The Hall of Famer won it in emphatic fashion with a final score of 16 under, 5 shots ahead of her closest rival, Lydia Ko of New Zealand. The 7-time major winner had been battling a thumb injury all season, but she came good in the end, becoming the first ever career Golden Slam winner in golf, meaning winning all 4 majors as well as the Olympic gold. Team Korea also saw a bronze in the Taekwondo on Saturday. Former gold medalist Cha Dong-min won the medal in the men's 80-kilo event overcoming world number 1 Dmitry Shokin of Uzbekistan in the final repechage bout. It brings to an end a successful Olympics for the Korean taekwondo team, with all 5 competitors winning medals, including 2 golds. That leaves Team Korea with 9 gold medals at these Olympics, just short of the 10 Korea had been targeting before the Games started. But it looks like they will achieve their other target of a top 10 finish in the medal table, with Korea currently sitting in 8th. Now, elsewhere on Saturday, the final action of the Olympic Stadium saw Great Britain's Mo Farah win gold in the 5,000 metres, his 4th gold in 2 Olympics, establishing him as the greatest long-distance runner of his generation. And the Brazilian football team finally completed its set of world titles by winning gold in its first Olympic gold medal in a dramatic penalty shootout against Germany. Brazil's goalkeeper Weverton saved Germany's 5th penalty, and then Neymar, Brazil's marquee player, stepped up to score the decisive goal, to the delight and relief of Brazilian fans. That's it from me. I'll be back tomorrow to bring you a final wrap-up of the 2016 Olympics.
On Sunday, Seoul recorded its hottest day yet for the summer, and the heat is taking its toll in many ways. The nation's rivers have seen a sudden growth of algae, potentially contaminating a main source of drinking water. And fishermen on the coast can do little but watch as warmer sea waters kill off their stock. Lee Min-young tells us more.
The Korea Meteorological Administration said Sunday's high in Seoul reached 36.6 degrees Celsius, marking the hottest day so far this year and coming within 2 degrees of the hottest day on record. As the heat wave continues, the nation's rivers are seeing some worrying signs. They're turning green due to the blooms of algae, which thrive in warmer waters. Early this month, algae warnings were issued for 3 of the country's major waterways, the Nakdonggang, Keumgang, and Yeongsangang rivers, which Koreans rely on as a main source of drinking water. Local environmental authorities have taken emergency measures to ensure the safety of tap water. Algae not only causes tap water to smell and taste different, but can also release poisonous substances such as microcystin, which can cause liver problems. Water purification plants in the Nakdonggang River Basin have added equipment to filter out the blue-green algae and installed an extra layer of filtering to block finer impurities. It's not only drinking water. The warmer seas around the Korean peninsula are endangering business at major fisheries. The sea temperatures have risen to their highest in 26 years, killing millions of fish.
I can't express in words how devastated I am. The whole world is crashing down around me. The fish I had raised for so long are all dying.
This summer, the sea temperature has risen as high as 27 to 31 degrees, which is 5 degrees higher than normal. The reported losses are mounting. Nearly 2 million fish and shellfish, worth some 3 billion won or around $2.7 million, the worst damage in 3 years. On the ground, the heat hasn't spared farmers' livestock either. Nearly 4 million farm animals have died in the heat, the worst loss in 5 years. With the hot weather expected to continue, those figures are expected to rise. Lee Min-young, Arirang News.
Soaring power bills this summer have prompted a debate over the fairness of Korea's electricity billing system, which charges more per kilowatt to private households than it does to companies. For household customers, a 6-level progressive billing system is applied, which at the highest tier can charge up to 12 times the basic rate. The system does not apply to businesses, which environmental groups say is unfairly benefiting industry at the expense of ordinary citizens. The Korea Federation for Environmental Movement claims power for industrial purposes in Korea is 40 to 50% cheaper on average compared to other countries in the OECD, a claim the Korea Electric Power Corporation, or KEPCO, denies. In fact, KEPCO says electricity is 80% more expensive for businesses than in other OECD member countries. New data suggests economic uncertainty is causing Koreans to tighten their purse strings. According to data from the OECD, Korea's household savings rate has more than doubled in the past 4 years. The net household savings rate for this year has risen to nearly 8.7%, ranking Korea 5th in the OECD behind Switzerland, Sweden, Luxembourg, and Germany. In 2012, the same figure was below 4%. Experts see savings as a way for households to secure financial stability and to invest, but some worry it takes away from already weak domestic demand, posing a risk to the economy in the longer term. Turning to the race for the White House in the U.S., Republican candidate Donald Trump joined his Democratic rival Hillary Clinton in the ad wars, airing his first national TV spot. As expected, the two sides' ads couldn't be more different. Trump's first ad paints a grim picture of life under a new Clinton presidency, America overrun by people looking to cheat the system and threaten its security. Hillary Clinton's TV spots focus on making her more appealing to voters and portraying America as a melting pot. The former reality show star has a lot of catching up to do in this battlefield, as the Clinton campaign is spending $12.9 million in 3 different states, dwarfing his $4.8 million in ad buys in the same states. The Republican nominee has yet to purchase airtime beyond August, while his rival's campaign has reserved spots into early September. Some analysts say the real estate mogul is making a big mistake by holding back on TV ad spending, though others argue there's little evidence of paid TV spots making a big difference in presidential elections in the past. The death toll from a suspected suicide bombing at a wedding party in southeastern Turkey has risen to 50, according to the local governor's office. The health ministry said the attack in the city of Gaziantep also wounded 73 people, 17 of them critically injured. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said the attack was likely the work of Islamic State, which is known to have several cells in Gaziantep, a city near the Syrian border. AFP reported that the bomb went off in a part of a town with a large Kurdish community. The city was already on edge before the attack because of events in Syria, where ISIS has been battling Syrian Kurdish forces. Turkey has been hit by a series of bombings by the militant group in the past year, the latest in June at the Istanbul airport, which killed more than 40 people. We now wrap up our newscast. This has been Daniel Choi. Thank you for watching.